那我就看起来我们的进度还不错，我应该会多教你们一些，因为今天我会把 today I will finish the ResNet. So next week I think I can finish Vector mask Vector RCNN 跟 mask RCNN. And then I think I will teach YOLO V4. So I can finish YOLO V4. And if I have a time, I will teach you RetinaNet. But if I don't have a time, I'll just up to the YOLO V4. YOLO V4 I'll spend more time to teach you guys. That's good. You learn a lot. Back to here. So we continue. So why we need one by one filter, convolution filter? For example, we have a 16 channel, actually 16 maps here, right? And then this one is a one by one, actually it's one by 16 maps. And total we design, suppose, for example, we design 4 filters. That's meaning the output here will become 4 maps. So you will find one by one filter is only 1 pixel, but it cross over 16 pixels. And total have it goes through entire image, become 1 map. And total you have a 4 filter, for example. So you have to create 4 maps here. So you will reduce from 16 channel become 4 maps, or 16 maps become 4 maps. So the same here. So each one, there's 4 maps, 4 maps, 4 maps. So your output will be so your output here will be 4 channel for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and times 4 blocks, 4 output. So become 16 channel. Okay. So that's meaning what? Meaning, suppose in VGG 16, because only one path. So your output will be the same. However, here, probably you only use 3 by 3, right? I mean, for VGG, if usually we don't have a 3 by VGG like this one. So if you do VGG like this way, pass through. So 16 input, 16 support output is VGG, but your filter size only 3 by 3. In reception, you have a 1 by 1, 3 by 3, 5 by 5, different size of filter. So it can extract different information. Oh, that's good. However, we want to reduce, not reduce, we want to keep the same maps, the same as VGGs, for example. So we include 1 by 1 filter to reduce the channel number. So here we reduce, based on 1 by 1, we reduce to 4 channel. So the same 4 channel and 3 by 3 and become 4. 16 channel become 4 channel and 5 by 5 and output is 4 channel. Here we do maximum pooling, however, we here is still 4 channel. So total we have but why this not in reverse? Why not? Actually, I don't know. Why not 1 by 1 and 3 by 3? Actually, I really don't know. OK， 这我真的不知道，抱歉。他可能试过吧。 But instead of this one pass through here, we have the same 16 maps input, 16 map output. However, we have different kind of filter size, so the result is better. So that's good. So this called inception. OK, inception 是这个意思。好，就这样。Oh, here, right. Here's one. Okay, so from here, sorry. So here is from here, this one, and up and continue to here. So one up, 1, 2, 3. So total of 3. So the inception has sorry, GoogleNet has 3, there's 3. Okay. But why they use average pooling? Okay, so ResNet also use average pooling. Why? We talk about that later. So ResNet, they use average pooling is because from here, the same reason. 我们再来讲，就是一样的。所以我说 ResNet 是取 Deeplearning 那个 HVGG 也取 instead 那 GoogleNet 的一些好处混合在一起，这样 combine 在一起。Okay, we back to here. So this one is ResNet, part of ResNet. Okay, this GoogleNet, and this idea is from GoogleNet, from here. So this one, this is a redo here. So original is the Google VGG. Suppose here is a 256 channel here or maps, and then it's one filter, and then output renew, and then come up here. Okay, but in ResNet, here is two issues. One is shortcut, or called identity. Why we want identity, or why we want shortcut? The reason is here. In page 14, I go to page 14 first. Page 14, why we need a shortcut? It's because, see, VGG this one, and VGG 19 this one. So total 19 up to here. Okay, so they have a, for each downsampling, we do a cut. So one separate, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 pooling. So VGG has 5, I say again, 5 blocks is meaning have a 5 downsampling here. 你把那个在downsampling把它切掉，你就发现就5层嘛，5个 block 大的 block 啊，里面都一样嘛。啊，这是 VGG 19. Okay, before ResNet, we call plan, P-L-A-I-N, plan. So the same plan, they do this one, and also cut. So here is more deep. Here's more deep up to here. This total 34 layers. Compare with this 19 layers, this 34 layers up to here. Also 5 downsampling, so 5 blocks. But each block have a deeper convolution. Convolution number is more. 它比这个还更多的 convolution. Okay, so this will cause one problem. What kind of problems? If your input image context, 那个内容哈 texture, sorry, content, the texture is complicated. It's good because you can use more convolution filter to extract the features. You can extract the features more deep. You can extract more features. That's good. However, if some object or some target is not so complicated, and after you do extraction, probably around somewhere, the texture information will gone, will disappear。你如果是复杂的 texture，你越多层的萃取，当然是可以萃取很好资讯出来。但是你的 texture 如果是比较少，没有什么 texture，经过那么多层，到中间某个地方，那些就被萃取完了，就会变平平的 filter 啊，你 filter 一直 extraction 嘛，做那个 convolution 嘛，那 convolution 就 gradient 的意思嘛，斜率嘛，斜率。那如果一个东西很复杂的话，它有各式各样斜率，就一直萃取，没问题啊。但是你一个东西很 smooth，没有什么那个变化的话，你萃取个几层就变平了，就没有 texture，你输出就是那个 map 就是平平的，没有什么纹路了，那怎么办？They will cause the problem. So that's we need a shortcut. So why we need a shortcut or identity is because we want to keep this information to next one. Keep. So if the input texture is complicated, it will pass through more convolution filters. If your texture is not so complicated, it's simple, and then you can based on the shortcut, you will pass through the less filters. 就这样。你 texture 比较少，你就不需要经过那么多层，它可以 shortcut，那你还是可以萃取到最后出来。那它会那个Resonate 会自动帮你处理这个事情，它可以适合复杂的物体跟不复杂物体都可以。Identity 的目的，这样可以哈。Identity 就 shortcut 的目的是这个，保留原来资讯往下这样子。好，so we back to here。So that's the purpose for shortcut。那这里可不可以 shortcut？ Can we do shortcut here? Yes, we can. Right? So here, probably the better is we have one more shortcut here. It's better, right? This will be better. Continue. And so after the shortcut, okay, and here, what's bottleneck? Bottleneck important. Bottleneck. Because original VGG, suppose we don't have a one by one. We just have a filter come here and redo, right? VGG just come here and filter and come up here. Okay, but filter, this will be 3 by 3 because this output is 256. We want this output suppose is 256. Keep the same because we want to dip. See, this is the same, right? Each one is the same. So this is the same. And it's 3 by 3. But this is not good. Because what? Because there's a lot of parameters here. 这有很多参数哦。Okay. So ResNet before 51, they don't have a bottleneck. So bottleneck is 51. ResNet 51. After ResNet 51, they have a bottleneck. Before 51, they don't have a bottleneck. So when you use ResNet, it's better use ResNet 51 or 84 or 101. 84, 83 我 forget。你要用 ResNet 不要用51之前的，51之前没有 bottleneck。除非你不是，就是你的因为51上之前那个 啊，但事实上参数也蛮多的哦。So here is the 34. They don't have a bottleneck. This is convolution. So there are a lot of parameters. They have a shortcut, but they have a lot of parameters. But they don't have a bottleneck. Only 50, after 51, include 51, they have a bottleneck. So what's the bottleneck? Is this one. Originally, we have 256 channel or maps. We use one by one to reduce to 64. 我们把 map 个数减少到 64 and do convolution and use this one by one to increase, to recover to original 256 and output and do renew. So here, this one, they only use 64 channels instead of 256 这样子。OK 哈，this is important. So they reduce the channel number or max number and do the convolution and recover and output. So this is a called bottleneck because this is small, bigger, small. 那个像那个 bottleneck 一样，就是小小的嘛，然后中间大3×3，然后再小小的1×1，1×1，3×3，啊1×1这样子 bottleneck. So this is important. Okay. 这个没什么。And ignore this one. Mathematics is not important mathematics. Okay, so back to the one we just talked about here. Okay, so finally we use resonate and here with shortcut. But here has no bottleneck because this is a 34. 34 has no bottleneck. 51 has bottleneck. 84 has bottleneck. And 101, level 101, 201 all has bottleneck. Okay. And finally, the output here only use average pooling. They don't use neural network. Why? Because they already deep enough. Deep enough meaning what? Because here has a renew. Because here a lot of renew. Okay, so that's meaning each time you have a nonlinear discrimination, you change a little bit of space, and you also do discrimination. 因为你很多 renew 已经累积很多 renew 了，你已经在空间已经转换很多了。那所以到最后这里 ，last one, actually you already discriminate， 已经把分类分出来了，你不需要再做 network 来分类这样子。Because it deep enough, also they have an activation function inside. So after many activation function, the output already discriminated. 已经被分类，已经分好了，所以输出不用再做 neural network 来做分类。而且 neural network 的 parameters have a lot parameter because they are full connected. 所以把那些都拿掉了，所以它很简单，用 average pooling 就出来了，这样子是这个意思。So when you deep enough, probably you don't need to make about neural networks. 所以做 average pooling 就好了。好，那 this is the other way to describe this 50 or 51. This is the other way to talk about resonate. 用第二种方式来显示那个 resonate， 用这个方式 this one set, so have 3 sets, 4 sets, 6 sets, 3 sets， 就有6个重复，这样6个都是一直 bottleneck 嘛，这是 bottleneck 啊，重复3个，这是 output。 记得这里为什么224乘224 y， 对不对？因为一般来讲256嘛，因为它要什么？因为它 augment 嘛 ，cut 5张，再 mirror 再 cut 5张就10张，这样224这样子。OK， 所以大家就沿用这个。那 this one is tell you because they have this one and compare with this one. This 64 is fine, but if here is 256 and it will be 256, so they will become a lot of parameters, no good. So they'll reduce the parameters and do convolution and recover back. So the idea is this way. So bottleneck is good, but bottleneck is good for very deep, deep convolution. 你要很深才要 bottleneck， 你如果很浅不要用 bottleneck， 那你是制造麻烦，你懂吗？你是很深的东西才需要 bottleneck， 所以不要随便说哦。假设我举例，学生有时候这样，哇，我学到这个东西，那我现在 VGG16， 我就把 VGG 中间把 bottleneck 把它取代掉，我好高兴，哎，结果不是很好啊，因为弄错地方了，所以不要随便试。OK，we back to here。后面好像在讲了。This figure, what they try to tell you here, they tell you is they talk about this one is suppose this input and then hidden and output this one, and if there's more layer, right? 2 layers, more hidden, but it's 2 layers fine. But if here you have more layers, and you become complicated. So here they try to tell you that how can I, if this one, the input, how can I keep the original information to here? That's what I'm trying to tell you is because if we can keep more original information, actually it's better. So after you do deep, you do extraction. So after the last few layers, actually your feature become sometimes if it's more flat will be gone. 就你的 feature 被 extract 到最后没有 feature 了。所以我们怎么去减少这种 regression， 减少这种，希望我们到后面还是有资讯可以做 extraction。我到这一层，那我还是可以把这个资讯保留到这个层次前面来用。但是他在想这个问题，这里的意思在他在想这个问题。我的资讯要萃取嘛，那我萃取到最后，我还是希望还是保留一些原来的资讯嘛。事实上，这个观念在那个 PANet 有用到 PANet， 就是 YOLO V4 use PANet。What's the concept for PANet? It's because they want in the later network, they want to still keep some original information to here. They still can do extraction combined with global information. There's local information, more detailed information. And after extracted, there will be more global information. So how can we combine global information and local information to here? Think about it this way. 那所以这里他有去讨这个问题，所以他才用 identity 嘛，他是用 shortcut 的方式，就这里变成 shortcut 过来嘛，都一直往下 shortcut。那你很多 shortcut 很多层以后，事实上就变成什么？就变成 dense net。What's dense net？ 就是把你所有的每一层的 shortcut 都把 shortcut 到后面了，就变 dense。负就是很密度很高，就是变成 what's the denseness here? Suppose in this one, you have identity here, shortcut, and I shortcut here, or shortcut to from back, shortcut to the from the front, shortcut to the back one. So each one shortcut here become middle gap become dense. So that's denseness. So this is just a research idea. How about the result? Oh, the result is good. But after that, how can you modify? You cannot modify because it's complicated. 所以这不好改嘛。所以有些东西你可以拿来用，但是你要改不好改。就是你拍拍手，哇，结果不错，90分了。然后老师回来，老师我已经90分，90% 对了，很高兴，可不可以毕业？老师说，能不能再改善到90、93、94？昏倒，去找连老师，所以有人会来找我，连老师怎么办？我们老师说能不能再改善这个？看一看，我也没办法，已经很复杂了。一样 Euro V4 一样，同学跑来找我，老师我 Euro V4 做出来很好，本来人家只有70%，我用 Euro 做到80%几了。我们老师说不行，要到90，能不能改？没办法，我不知道怎么改，你很复杂。你说 VGG 我还可以帮你改，对不对？那我就回答问他，那你有没有用 VGG 试试看，或用 Resonate 试试看？你本来用那个方法，假设本来方法60几嘛，你用那个Euro V4，假设到80，那我问你，那你如果用那个VGG 或是 Resonate 来做，哎，你输5%，输 Euro V4 5%，哇，这太好了，这有救哎，这种输10% 也是有救，为什么？因为好多方法可以再把它拉上来啊，你懂我意思吗？你输10% 都有救，就简单的，对不对？那你至少最主要是比原来方法好嘛，你原来是70嘛，对不对？假设原来60几，那 Euro 80，那你是做用那个简单的做75，那比原来好，那就有救了。因为75要拉到80还蛮简单的，说实在的，对不对？OK，好，所以老师的经验提供你参考了，我学生的经验。对 ，density 就这样子，对。但反过来讲，你就发现这个事实上，这个是我为什么这样拉，这边拉过来，就是因为它是改善这一边的，全部把 dense 过来嘛。好，这样就有概念了。你们今天读好多 paper，再继续。这个是上跟你讲，忽然间降下来了，然后表示这里算不错了，就往这边走。看一下这个 shortcut 什么意思啊？这是 try to prove，这没什么，这 proof 说那个 identity 的东西，这个还好。这个 vibration is not so good. When you meet the vibration problem 就那个收敛那边震荡嘛。So sometimes because your learning rate, you did not reduce your learning rate because of vibration. And batch normalization here. Okay. This is before people use a sigmoid for each one. Okay, and connect without use batch normalization. And because sigmoid is very complicated. So later people improve This sometimes the result, this will cause, this one sometimes will cause the varnish problems, because you are too deep and too many complicated activation function. So later people improve, they include a batch normalization, and they don't use sigmoid, they use a ReLU, because ReLU is close to the linear. Sigmoid is more non-linear. So first one, they use a batch normalization. So what's a batch normalization? They try to have an average value 0 and variance is 1. So actually they normalize to -1 and 1. Or you can normalize 0 to. So each time when you do gradient propagation, you do gradient descent. Okay, then value becomes smaller, because that's deviation， 它是微分嘛，所以value 会最后微分会微掉了，因为电脑那个0.0000，因为 because the probability 它几率的东西 probability 一直乘到一直 multiply and will become 0啊，因为你那个取32位啊 float 那个到最后会被四舍路会整个会消失掉。Okay, because you do gradient descent, you do back propagation, you do multiplication 相乘 and because it's the result is probability. So if you do multiply, the result become smaller. For example, your output result 0.1. You times 0.1 becomes 0.01. The value is degrade very quickly. So the way you try to avoid the varnish problem 消失的问题 use batch normalization to normalize your output become between 0 to 1. Or if this average 0 is meaning -1 to 1, or sometimes 0 to 1. So we need batch normalization. So the result become what? Become convolution, batch normalization, and then activation function. Become one small module. Before here, they don't have a batch normalization. It's a convolution and and activation function. But don't use sigmoid because you are more deep. So sigmoid only use in the last layer. Between layers, you use ReLU is enough. But right now I have a different kind of ReLU, liquid ReLU, some different kind of ReLU. Okay, that's good. So YOLOv4 talk about the other contribution of YOLOv4. They talk about different ReLU. Okay. 没什么讲完。They put ReLU here, ReLU. But in this case, this is ResNet 34. 34 have no bottleneck, so they have a ReLU here. If you have a bottleneck, they don't have a ReLU here. They have a 1 by 1, right? 3 by 3, 1 by 1, and ReLU. So don't confuse between two. This is 30 ResNet 34. So each one 3 by 3 and ReLU 3 by 3. But actually we don't use this one. But sometimes people still use the 34. Yeah, ResNet 34. It's fine. In the depends, but most of cases we don't use. Yeah, we already talked about this one. Or here the downsampling, they use stride instead of maximal pooling. For the ResNet, ResNet, they use a stride instead of a instead of maximal pooling. 像我忘记的是，他用 maximal pooling 当 sampling， 我觉得这还好了。哎，we finish this one。这你再看一下啊，另外一个 有那个 average pooling 的，那 average 跟那个这里，好，I talk about this one. This one is the last layer. Here we talk about average pooling. So before ResNet, here we have a map, right? We have different map. And here, because we want to do the neural network, so here we do flatten. So this is flatten, F-L-A-T-T-E-N. Flatten is meaning, suppose this image size become 2D become 1D, and you concatenate all the 2D become 1D, concatenate together. So this will be very big. So suppose this is a 7 by 7, and you have 4 maps. So total is 7 by 7 and 4 maps. But usually this is not only 4. Usually in the last layer, there were 5, 12, or 10, 24. So there a lot here. And you do fully connection and output result. This before this ResNet, VGG, they use this one, right? Okay. So in the GoogleNet and the ResNet, they don't use this one. They use the average. It's easy. So that here, because they already have a lot of discrimination, so the final is easy. Just based on this map, they do the average value. So each one is average value. And then finally, softmax got a result. Okay, so this is easy. And there's more parameters. But doesn't mean you should use this one. No. If you want to use this one, it's because you already deep enough. And deep enough is because you have a lot of activation function help you to do the discrimination. So final one, you can just simply use average pooling and then softmax and get a result. 不要随便用哦，这是因为那个已经很多 activation 在前面的这样子。那这个不是不好，这个是当你没有那么 deep 的时候可以用这个。When you're not so deep, you can use this one. And this result is also very good. 但是它的缺点是什么？是参数比较，因为是 fully connected 嘛，所以参数会很多这样子。好，那大概不是就不要随便套哦，要看它的功能。那大概这样子讲完了，我记得是讲完了。I think that's time's up. 今天我们就讲到这里哈。Today is up to here, and next week we'll teach you about first RCNN, master RCNN is this one. Next week we'll talk about here important one. So here backbones only encoder. Here we'll include decoder, decoder, because we want to recover back to the original resolution for the bounding box or for the segmentation. Okay, that's it for today lecture. 那你们有问题可以再问我，大概这样子。好，谢谢，这样子，谢谢。有问题可以问我，没关系啊。谢谢。好，错，今天教蛮多的，谢谢。客气，谢谢。好，是，大概 应该短2个小时才能完。下次可以跟我说，老师，我们怎么样？学长会等。